Today I want to give you a good tip on how to import contour lines from Google Maps in an easy and streamlined way. On the screen you see a crop region of a Google map with contour information that was imported into Revit using Dynamo and also the Flux package. So in order to do this workout, you need to have a couple of things. You have to have a Flux account. So the Flux account, if you haven't heard about Flux, it's a pretty cool new type of services for the AEC industry that enable us to streamline data from one platform to another one using the cloud. So you have to create, if you don't have a Flux account, you have to sign up for one. At the moment, the Flux is a free service, to take advantage of that. And I'm going to log in here. I already have a Flux account. And these are the different Flux projects that I have worked so far. But the real tool that enabled me to do this is actually in a different place. I'll go to this website called labsflux.io, and in here it's a list of very cool different types of cloud-based solutions that enable us to move and utilize the cloud to move data from one place to another one. So one of those solutions that Flux have created is this project called Site Context Extractor. And what these enable me to do is to extract information from OpenStreetMaps, which are freely available, but enable me to extract and make available on the cloud things like contours and the center line of the roads, and building footprints, building massing, and then convert that information into geometry across different platforms such as Revit and Rhino, AutoCAD. In order to utilize the Site Extractor for extracting contours, I have to click here the Launch Site Extractor, and I'm going to be presented with the Google Map. And in the Google Map, I can basically search for an address, or I can look for the area of a project using these boundary you see on the screen. So using the crop region on the screen, I'm going to try to extract all the contours of Corona Park. And things you can extract from OSE maps are building footprints, models, topography, roads. I'm just interested in the contour lines. Notice also there's a topography extractor. Well, what this does, it extracts a mesh information. Now, we know that meshes inside Revit are difficult geometries. And I tried using this topography mesh, but it didn't quite work pretty well as the contour lines. So using the toggles, you choose the information you want to move into your Flux Site project, and I'm just going to leave the contour information, and then I will send all this information into Flux project, the Flux Site project that I have created previously. So while this information is getting sent, let me show you the requirements in Revit. So I'm going to delete this Toposurface because I'm going to create a new one from scratch. So I just select delete. And I'm going to launch Dynamo. Now, the things you need here, I'm doing this with Dynamo 1.0. And you also need to download the two packages, the Flux package and the Lunchbox package. I have created already a Dynamo definition called contours, and I'm going to walk you through the process. All right, so the first set of nodes are related to the flux information. I need to find a way to move the information on the keys of the contour into the Dynamo space. Then the next set of 4 nodes is just a way to simplify the geometry. What I will receive out of the flux keys is a set of NURB surfaces, and Revit doesn't like NURB surfaces very much. So in order to make it easier for the processing of the data, I'll simplify the data using the curve simplify node, and then I'll approximate the NURB curves with simple lines. Not a big deal if we're talking about contours at 1 meter apart. The next set of nodes, this is a launchboat node, enable me to remove nulls. As a result of this import, I'm going to get a lot of different segments that are either null or segments that weren't processed. This is a way to get rid of the data that was bad. These set of nodes enable me to make sure that Revit is able to process the contour lines. There's a built-in limitation in Revit that the smallest size of a line, it needs to be 3/32 of an inch. So what this set of nodes enable me to do is to filter out any curve whose length is less than 3/32 of an inch. Out of these, I'll extract the start points and then deconstruct the points using the Launchbox package point deconstruct, transpose the data, and then export it into a file that it's points dot comma separated values. And you see where I'm getting with this. What I'm able to extract from Flux is actually the geometry converted into a point file, and then I'll use to create the topo surfaces using the imported points method. So let me run this, the first run enabled me to select my site project. The second one, I need to select what is the key I want to use. In this case, I want to use the contour lines. Let me run it again. And this is the part that's probably going to take the most. Revit is going to try to process all the information into the Dynamo space, and it's going to take a couple of minutes to get all the information ready. Alright, you can see in the background how all the lines are processed in the Dynamo space. But at this point, it's not possible, at least that I am aware, to create a topo surface directly using Dynamo. So what I end up doing is convert the lines into points that can be read by Revit in order to create a topo surface. So I'll the point file was successfully created. Look at this is the preview in Revit. So what I'll do is go into the Site tab, Topo Surface, create from import, select points file. I select the point file, click open. The contours are on decimal feet, so I'll keep it as that import units. Click OK. And then the points are going to generate the topo surface. Click finish here, and then the topo surface will be created. Alright, so I hope this helped. The blue lines is actually the preview from Dynamo. If I close the file, then the preview will be gone. The beauty of this is that you can just pick any site in the world and get that information right away. All right, thank you.